Shout out to Red Pill Seller, bro. Marcus Brownlee. What's up, bro?
Oh man, appreciate it. Hey, much respect to everybody on the panel and on the chat. I really just came here to really just soak up the wisdom more than say anything. But this is for a question for everybody on the panel. Like when it comes to urban youth or minority youth, if everybody's not prone to go into these fields, like do you think that they should not consider the military for some reason? I'm just trying to understand what was the original premise of this conversation.
I wanted to start. Yeah, I just want to start this off really, really quickly, and I'll be short in the response to your question. I think that, I mean, we're seeing an absolute shift in the economy and in the work field at this moment. I mean, everything is going towards technology. Everything is going towards technology.
Yeah,
the companies that are doing the best in the world are technology companies. And I don't think that it's enough to just say, hey, a lot of black men don't have the acumen and they're not out here. What is that actually saying? I mean, why do all these young black men have the desire to become a rapper, a basketball player, a football star?
Yeah,
and the numbers
that was me. That was me.
Wait, but the numbers don't even work in their favor.
that was me.
Don't and it's no shade to you, but it's like the numbers wouldn't work in your favor if you're desiring to go down that route. But if you're talking about a coding boot camp, where you're able to open up an additional stream of income. I was doing tech work on the side as I was working another job. I was doing freelance work. And I also had another gig where I was a ghostwriter for an individual who had been in my field for so long. So it's like you can open up fields of being able to gain some revenue, gain some income without necessarily. I mean, I don't understand how people explain away tech by saying black men don't have the acumen, but yet don't have any issue with black men desiring to go into rapping and basketball and football. I think the paradigm and the idea needs to change.
I think that's more of a cultural narrative.
For many of you guys who were educationally astute, it's different because you made the grades coming out of high school. Most of these kids coming out of high school today, as I said a moment ago, you can't even tell the letters from the numbers.
That's crazy, man.
But see, this is a reality that we have to deal with. So you're gonna tell a kid who barely skated through, you're gonna tell that kid, oh yeah, you can just go ahead on and go in the tech field. Yeah.
See, but I don't even think that they should go to college or they should go to the military. I think what should they do? Well, I think they can go into the trades, right? The trades is something that
you still have.
You got to think about the pocket school.
Please, can I speak on this? Please, can I speak? Because I am a trades guy.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, me too. Go ahead.
I don't think. Okay. Okay. So I'm a Pookie. I'm a trades guy. I'm a brat, and I'm a college graduate. So I've had many hats, and I think there's a misconception on how easy the trades really are. The trades aren't a breeze. The trades aren't a walkthrough. The trades aren't. Like there are a lot of trades: pipe fitters, boiler makers, plumbers, electricians, mechanics, like operating engineers that you have to use high level functions, high level math, high level that you have to have a high level of cognitive understanding about. So, like again, if the argument is, I'm with Gabe. If the argument is that you're a G. Lowry, right? You're a Gabe. You're somebody who can successfully procure academic scholarships. Yes, the world is your oyster. If you're a level down, if you're kind of like me, right? Who, look, I'm not going to get a McNair scholarship. I'm not that smart, but I can make it through a trade school program. I can make it through an associate's degree program. I can make it through a certificate program. I can make it through a bachelor's program, an undergrad program. Right? Fine. But there are people that are lower than that, right? So now we're talking. So now when you start to get into the people that are kind of lower than that, right? Their operating system, it just isn't there, either by biological factors or by environmental factors, right? Where they're struggling. They are struggling to figure out the math on how to figure out their own age. You know what I mean? Like that's not to say, and that's not what I want to diminish, right? The services for. But when the choice is between flipping burgers and checking off boxes on a checklist, and the amount of job security, the amount of opportunity that's available, right? These, whether they're going to be a door kicker or whether they're going to be a supply clerk in the service, right? There is more availability in that, in them going to the service than for them in the private sector, because by the very nature of capitalism and as it's practiced here, right? It's a competitive sport. And there is more of a social net available in the services, all 5 branches, than there are in the private sector for those types of people. Does that make sense? Is my argument making sense?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it
that was
makes
very well
absolutely
said.
it makes absolute sense. I 100%, I want to make something really clear. The military is not a jobs program, and you should never approach it like that. The military is what it is. But however, those who are disciplined and those who are able to make sure they keep out of trouble, will benefit quite well, and they will do very well in the military. There's pros and cons with both routes. If you're not disciplined, if you're 18 years old and you're just coming out of you're just coming out of high school, and you don't know what you're gonna do. Yeah, I would say you should join the military, but you have to have a plan. You just cannot go into the military blind because it's and undisciplined, because it's a recipe to get kicked out, other than honorable. So, but on the other hand, if you go into a 4-year institution, you're not disciplined, is also a recipe for that high 5-figure, 6-figure debt with no degree potentially. So, I mean, there are the pros and the cons of both, but however, I do think that for the purposes of this conversation, if we're talking about brothers that are 18 and older, I think at 18, 20 years old, you have time to turn this around. But again, it has to come down to just how disciplined each individual person is. And if you're not disciplined, you're not going to make it in either institution. You're not going to make it in the military, and you're surely not going to make it at a 4-year institution.